Alright, what's up guys? So, if you guys hear the fans, air conditioner, all that stuff, we have a huge heat wave problem going on. Hopefully that means, because of this, we have a really, really bad winter. By bad, I mean good, because I love winter. I love snow. And I hope we get like 5-6 feet, because I love shoveling and all that stuff, but I just love the snow. But this heat wave is something else. It's been between like high 90s, low 100s for like the last 2.5-3 weeks. It's been killing me because I can't sleep in my bed, because I guess like for some reason I think it has to be a mixture of the fabrics, body temperature and all that stuff, and temperature around the room. We bought some fans today. We're gonna probably buy some tomorrow because air conditioners and central air isn't doing enough. So yeah, it's a crazy time because usually we don't usually get this type of just really bad heat. So yeah. So today's episode of Real Paranormal Stories, it's gonna be a good one. So last week, if you didn't know, I started this series. This is episode 2. You're gonna get around 8 to 12 episodes, depending on how many stories there are to tell. And there's tons and tons and tons of stories just by myself, but between friends, family, significant other, and all that stuff, there's times that by a lot more. So this series can go on forever as long as there's stories to tell. So last week's episode, I told a story about at school. It's the only paranormal experience I've ever had at school. So that was an interesting episode. But today's episode, I talk about my significant other. I don't want to talk about her and our relationship, because one of the worst things about social media, I love social media, I want it to be a full career, a full-time job, but one of the bad things that it's very hard to keep private things private forever, because the social media world of today, everything has to be out in the open, all that stuff. But yeah, so I'm not going to give any names, stuff like that. But she told me that I could tell this story, so I'm going to. So this was about a year before we dated. So she was around 15, because we started dating when we were 16, and around June in June when we turned 15, I turned 22 in about 3 weeks, I think, August 2nd, which is about maybe 3 weeks depending on when you watch this episode. So yeah, she was 15. It was late at night. Must have been midnight, 1 o'clock. For her, that was like 9 o'clock. She was a big 9 back then, not now. She's very, very, very busy. I'm very busy. Basically, everybody I know is very busy. But it was summertime, and she was just staying up. Everybody was asleep in the house. And basically, it's a big 2-story house. It's basically, walk up these stairs. It's kind of like a circle type stairs. Go up the stairs, basically turn a little bit. You see this long hallway between rooms. Basically, hers is as soon as you turn to the left would be her room. Down the hallway, all the way down, would be the bathroom and the parents' room. And her brother, her younger brother, his room is right next to hers. So she had to go to the bathroom. and she leaves the door open to her room. She's gonna obviously go right back in. So she goes into the bathroom, does her business, and as soon as she gets out, she sees that the door is closed. So she doesn't think that much of it at all. As soon as she gets to her room and opens the door, all of the blankets to her bed are now on the ground, which is very weird. And so she picks them up. She thinks at first that it might be a prank or something like that. It's not a realm of possibilities. My brother is a prankster, still is, so it's not a realm of possibility. But she doesn't think much of it at all, puts stuff back on there. As soon as she turns around to close her door, the light to the bathroom is turned on. She turned it off. She made sure that she turned it off. So she goes back down there. She turns it off. She turns the door. It's closed again. So she goes in there. She runs in there this time. And the blankets are on the floor. And her room, not her room, but her house is haunted. I mean, I would classify it as haunted. Any paranormal investigator would classify it as haunted. So everything's on the ground again. So this time she thinks, so she's not playing around. She just opens her brother's door because she's getting a little bit pissed that it's, it's getting kind of late. Kind of in that time where you'd be in bed, even if you're a night owl, you'd be sitting in bed. And the brother is fast asleep. Like, I know what REM sleep looks like. Like, when people are in dreams, you kind of know. And that's what he looked like. So she goes into the bedroom. She turns again, closes the door. The bathroom light is on again, but this time the door is closed. And they always had this room that you would keep the bathroom door open. So she goes down there really, really fast, turns up the light. This time her door doesn't close, but she's not really having it, so she goes down the stairs. And basically, as soon as you go downstairs, it's kind of like a circular type stairs. As soon as you go down the stairs and turn, you'd be by the kitchen, by the living room on the right. It's very, very, very open area type of house. There's really no doors unless you're going down to the basement. And same rules as the house that I'm living in. Basically, our rules is that we don't want anything else getting downstairs, so we have the door closed at all times and locked. When she goes downstairs, the basement door is wide open, so that's very weird. I mean, at least the front door and back door isn't open at all. So she goes down the stairs, and her basement is not creepy at all, so you don't get scared. I mean, it's the least creepy basement that I've ever seen. I mean, the first house I lived at, which you can see in my Paranormal Adventures series, that was the creepiest basement I have ever seen. I mean, that made the Conjuring basement look like a Disney movie. And yeah, that basement freaked me out. But this basement looked beautiful and the least scary basement you'll ever see. So she goes down there. None of the animals are down there. She goes up the stairs and she closes the door. She gets a drink. She just drinks it. She goes up the stairs, turns. There is a shadow of this person. And she told me that this was not the first time she's seen a shadow in this house. she lived in a house prior in the South Bend, Mishawaka area, which I live, and that house was haunted, but not in the way that you would be creeped out. And even when she's telling the story, it's creepy, but at least it's not threatening creepy. So she sees a shadow right by the bathroom. And at first you think that maybe it could be parents or something like this. So she walks down there, but she walks in a slow pace because she kind of knows, because she's seen this shadow person before. And she goes in there. As soon as she turns, and the weird thing is that you would not see a shadow in the dark. You would think she saw it in the shadow, in the dark, because this shadow was like even darker than the dark itself. It's kind of weird to see that, but that's kind of like what it looked like. As soon as she turns, because the bathroom's kind of long, it's still there. But as soon as she turns on the light, it's gone. And when she turns the light off again, it's still gone. So she goes back inside, and that's basically it. I don't know how the hell she slept. I know now if that happened. There's some experiences. There's an experience that I kind of want to tell next time, like next episode, because it kind of goes into our first date, which is probably the best day of my life, because it was the first date I've ever had. And I'll never forget about that. What's wrong? What's wrong, buddy? Got something. It's okay. If you hear that noise, it's Asta. He's getting old. He's almost 12 and a half. This little guy, I love him to death. Yeah, there's this creepy thing that we caught, but I'm gonna keep that for another story, maybe next episode, cause it's a good one. It's a really good one. But make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next week.